Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Hashim Barraq and welcome to the fourth meeting on special interest group setup for IoT technologies. For those of you who know me, we have been setting up these sessions on a weekly basis on various technologies including AI, IoT, cybersecurity and cloud. Today we have the fourth in the series of these sessions on IoT technologies. Um, in each week, we focus on one of these four areas. Today, we have with us Dr. Adnan Iqbal, who is an associate professor at Namal Institute, and he'll be sharing with you some of the IoT projects and activities that are going on at Namal University. Also joining us today is Muhammad Hamza, who is a star at SPS. He has been with us when we started working on these technologies about 5, 7 years ago. And he'll be sharing with you a project that we did for one of our customers based in North America. Normally, we have Dr. Rashid Ali, who is the president of SPINN Labs, joining us in these sessions, but he had to step out for his another commitment, so he won't be able to join us. But I'm sure with Dr. Adnan Iqbal with us and Hamza, we'll be having a really good and informative session as they will be sharing some of the actual things that are going on in Pakistan. Also, for those of you who are new, we will be having a general discussion session at the end. So if you have any questions or curious, please make use of that space and to interact with the speakers and other audiences. With this, I'll stop and I'll quickly share with you the agenda. Dr. Adnan Iqbal will start with his talk on IoT-based research projects. This will be followed up by a talk by Muhammad Hamza. With this, I'll stop sharing and I'll hand it over to Dr. Adnan Iqbal. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Hashim. I am going to share my screen. I hope it works. Is my screen visible?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, great. Thank you. This is Adnan Iqbal, already introduced by Hashim in detail. Thank you very much, Hashim, for that. I am currently associate professor at Namal Institute, and today I'm going to share with the audience the different types of Internet of Things activities being done at Namal. I'll be very brief in description of these activities, and this is sort of very high level overview. So please do not expect that I will be going into a lot of technical details of each and every project and other stuff. So my description of the activities at Namal is divided along 3 or 4 dimensions. The first dimension that I'll be sharing with you is some collaborative funded projects. So these are the projects for which Namal has partnered with some institute or a university or any other organization outside Namal and has some sort of funding either from within Namal or from somewhere else. The other type of projects that I'll be sharing with you, some example projects, students final year projects. So this is sort of a big thing in the sense like students spend whole year working on the project. And after that, I'll also be sharing with you some efforts towards establishing specialized labs for Internet of Things and some efforts towards designing the courses related to Internet of Things. So this is just a brief agenda. Let me start with the first dimension, that is collaborative funded project. Right, and please do stop me and ask any question whenever you have one. Okay, so this is first sponsored or collaborative project titled as Machine Learning Model for Grain Storage Silos Management through IoT. Now, this is a funded project being run under Nisar Aziz Agri-Tech Center at Namal. Nisar Aziz Agri-Tech Center is donated by Mr. Ashar Aziz to Namal with I think a funding of about 100 million PKR. So the model of the center is that we work in the area of agri technologies at different level, pre-harvest, post-harvest, in-harvest, and different faculty members come up with different type of project ideas, and these project ideas are get approved, money is issued, and the work is done on that particular project. So this particular project is being done in collaboration with Telesense USA, and the funding that is to be provided by the center is 1.6 million PKR. So Telesense is a company in USA which basically works in the storage of grain and monitoring the grain condition while in store. The idea of this project is that Telesense products are installed in different parts of the country, in Punjab and in Sindh, in different silos. The data related to the grain's health is collected on regular basis. For example, temperature, humidity, and so on. And the purpose of data collection is basically hotspot detection. So what's the hotspot? Hotspot is an area inside a silo which is basically is an indication that the grain is not in right health, and there's a possibility that this disease or this not the right health is going to spread all over the silo. So the thing is that we have to detect hotspots as early as possible, and basically somehow we have to avoid the establishment of hotspot and its spread. So the what is being done in this particular project, one thing that is being done is that the data that is already being collected by Telesense devices, that data is to be analyzed, and good, accurate machine learning models are to be developed so that accurate hotspot detection can be done. So that is one side of the project. The other side of the project is to basically design and develop the type of devices, the type of sensors that Telesense has already established. And because the sensors and the products that Telesense is selling all over the world are very expensive and probably not usable for a common or a middle level farmer in Pakistan. So the other dimension is that somehow we could replicate them or create those type of sensors ourselves. This project is being led by our rector, Professor Asmatullah Khan, who is a PhD from Georgia Tech. Right, this is the first project, funded project that I shared with you. The second funded project that I'm going to share with you is that of water distribution and monitoring system for Namal Lake. So the Namal Institute is situated adjacent to Namal Lake, which is a very scenic spot. But Namal Lake has like some characteristics. Sorry, Hashim, do you want to say anything?
Gee, no, it's just the new audience getting in, so that
Oh, sure, sure. Sorry. This particular project is a collaborative project between Namal, LUMS, and Seek's Nust. Right now, it has a very it's a small seed funding of rupees 1 million from LUMS, but we think that this 1 million rupees is not going to be enough. So the similar project extension of this project was submitted to local challenge fund, and it has cleared the first round, and now it is in second round. Not sure about what is the result of second round. I think it is yet to be announced. What's the idea behind this project? So idea is that we develop a system that helps the government in making informed decisions regarding water distribution from Namal Lake. Uh, uh, the problem with the Namal Lake is this, like it's very fluctuating kind of lake. So if you come to Namal right now, you will find that the lake is completely dry. At least its front is completely dry. The second part, which is sort of hidden from the road, is not completely dry, but the front part is completely dry. Whereas sometimes it happens that it is completely flooded, and flooded enough to like flood nearby villages. So the thing is that can we come up with a solution that tells us at prehand that this much water has to come into the lake, and we can utilize that water accordingly. So this is the solution that we are trying to adopt here. For this purpose, many sensors have been deployed at different locations. To be exact, 25 locations. So you can see on the top right figure, there is a sensor placed on a very famous small river known as Trappi, which is basically monsoon river, which whenever there is heavy rain, this gets flooded. Otherwise, it's usually dry. And you can see that the data coming from these sensors. So the graph at the bottom is showing that how the water level has gone down in last like 3-4 months. So as I told you that right now the lake is pretty much dry. So what type of sensors are being deployed? Rain gauges are being deployed and water flow monitors are being deployed, and we are also taking help from the weather forecast that is available. And using these this data, we're also working towards improved machine learning models so that floods can be predicted. This project is being led by Dr. Malik Jahan from Namal, or Dr. Talha Manzoor and Dr. Abu Bakr from LUMS, and Dr. Hassan Nisar from Seek's NUST. Right. So these were the two example funded projects that I shared with you. So if you guys have any questions, please, you can stop me right now and ask anything. Okay. I suppose there are no questions. So now I move on to the second type of dimension of my talk, which is about the final year projects. And I have also divided these final year projects into two parts. Some of the projects that are from the past years have been completed at Namal, and whereas some of the projects are like which are in progress. So one project that I want to share with you is called Speed Catcher. So speed catcher is an attempt to solve the problem of monitoring overspeeding vehicles at motorway and Pakistan highways. So the picture currently being shown to you basically describes what is the system that is used right now to see the to find out the overspeeding vehicles. I know it's very obvious that this system is far from perfect. Even like some experienced travelers know where will be the inspectors hitting and where will be this system installed, and we can slow down there, and otherwise we can do overspeeding as we want. And there could be other solutions. This particular solution was aimed at whenever a vehicle enters in the motorway or highway, they are given a device, or the device is pre-installed in their vehicle, and that device actually monitors the speed of the vehicle. So like sometime it happened that motorway employed this rule: a vehicle enters into a certain area and they're given time, like before this time you cannot get out of the exit. This can be easily bypassed too. So we thought that a device-based solution would work. So the device was established, and we did conduct some experiments. So for example, this figure shows that from Namal campus to our residences, there is a travel time, there is a distance of around 20 kilometers, and there is a daily shuttle service which is running on this. So we did conduct experiments in our shuttle service, and we were pretty much sure that the device is working correctly, not only measuring the speed of the vehicle correctly, also sending it to remotely to the servers correctly. And we did this remote transmissions through the GSM SIMs. But just like many other final year projects, when the student left the university, the project was gone with her, and this project did not see the light of day in terms of complete product. Right. So there is another project. This is I have titled is as vegetable incubator. So idea is to develop a completely controlled smart hydroponic farm. Why hydroponic and why controlled? The hydroponic thing, because there is a huge demand of some exotic vegetables in Pakistan, for example, iceberg, lettuce, and there is a market. But in a weather like this hot weather, you cannot grow this type of vegetable in typical fertile lands of Pakistan, like in Punjab and Sindh. It only grows in this time period in areas like Kagan, Naran, very cold areas. Right. So if we have provide this controlled area environment, we can do that. So there is a technique called NFT, nutrient film technique, that can be used to grow these type of vegetables. But when you grow these type of vegetables and you have a controlled shed, it's fairly hard to monitor them all the time. So the idea was to not only develop a farm, but also develop a system with it which remotely monitors everything at one step. And the second step, it also controls the inflow of different different items related to this form. For example, inflow of nutrients like potassium, nitrogen, phosphorus, and their combination, inflow of water for cooling system, and so on. So that system was actually developed by the students, and it was deployed in this particular farm. And after this, like we did we did grow wonderful vegetables, and once the project was completed, students actually turned this project into a startup, and they have now a bigger farm established near Raiwind, more than now, or I think 1 or 2 canal area, and they also acquired a funding of US$40,000, and they're doing very wonderful business. I think they haven't yet fully deployed smartness in this thing in their new form. Not they're not using IoT stuff there, but I believe soon they will be doing it. So this, you could say, is one very successful project. Okay, so there are a few projects which are in progress. So one of the project that is already in progress is gas leakage detector. So the gas leakage detector is the idea comes from this problem, in common problem in Pakistan, which happens in winter, that people sleep at night while their gas heaters inside their rooms are already on. That's fine, the heaters are working, but when they go to sleep, there is a possibility of load shedding, and heaters are shut down. When load shedding is finished, and there is again a supply of gas, so gas is being exhausted, but there is no burning of heater. As a result, this methane gas fills the room and casualties occur. So the idea was to develop a system which could, number one, prevent these things, should generate alarm on whenever such a thing happens, and could save human lives. And the scale was such that not only it informs the people inside the room, but also informs the authorities which are related to that locality. So maybe it informs the municipality, maybe it informs the hospital, and in early informations, as an early information system. So this is on the figure on the right side is the general architecture of this particular project, which is in progress. However, due to the COVID thing, the progress is not as much as we expected. Particularly, we had this issue of working with actual devices. Due to COVID, we had to shut down the university, and students had to go home, and they remained at home for most part. So the part where they had to develop the actual devices with sensors, they couldn't do that. Instead, they had to rely on the simulator. So now they have developed a simulator basically which generates data just like a heater would generate when it is not using the gas, or when it is using the gas. So it's already in progress. Another project that is in progress is early forest fire detection. So I'm sure you guys will be aware of fire that erupts in Margala Hills almost every year. But since Islamabad is the capital city, everybody knows about it, and people don't know that the extent of this type of fire in remote areas. So I'm sharing a screenshot with you. This is a screenshot from March this year, a fire that erupted in just a nearby area in the hills, just close to Namal. And the primary reason for these fires is basically illegal logging. People do illegal logging, and they just burn the nearby area, so that there is no proof that somebody did illegal logging here. So the idea here is that we develop a system which basically gives an early information to the forest guards, to other people, that something like this is going to happen, or something like this has happened. Because when there is a fire, it can spread quickly. So if you're able to control the fire when it has just started, that is easy. Otherwise, it's very difficult when it's spread. So as I said, this project is already in progress. We have designed what sort of topology should be there, what sort of sensor should be there, and what sort of communication system should be there. But it's still a little bit away from the actual deployment of stuff. So this is the end of discussion about final year projects that are in progress. And you can clearly see that there are different ideas, very nice ideas, but we are unable to sort of convert them into products which can actually be used. That's where we need help from industry and people from like Hashim who can help us do that. Okay, so I'm quickly going to share with you another front, which is the lab establishment thing. We, as of now, do not have a specialized lab for Internet of Things. However, we are going to do that soon, inshallah. So we have a dedicated budget of around 4 or 5 million to do this lab. And we have decided to start our lab with following stuff in it. So we are going to have laptops, smartphones, Raspberry Pis, Arduinos, and a variety of sensors, and of course, along with the necessary consumables which are required in typical projects of IoT. Right now, the stage is that we have prepared all the stuff. What do we need? And we just have to do a presentation before our rector, and then we can go ahead with the purchase. The cost of this is right now 3 million, and our initial objective is to prepare this lab for IoT courses, and in future we can extend it to research projects and development of products in the IoT lab. So one last thing that I would like to share with you is courses related to IoT. So we have not offered an IoT course at Namal yet. We are an undergrad institute as of now. We do not offer master's program. So in our undergraduate curriculum in computer science and electrical engineering, we do not offer any course yet. However, we are going to offer, inshallah, first IoT course to our undergrad students of EE and CS in the next academic year. That is academic year 21-22. And what should be the part of what should be the course content? There could be different possibilities. For example, we could design the course as a research based course. So if you design the course that way, it would be primarily the discussion of challenges in creating, maintaining, establishing Internet of Things networks and the backend, etc. That is probably more suited to a master's level program. Second possibility could be that we design the course as a project or a product. So what happens in the course, we don't teach anything per se, but instead the students actually develop a project, try to develop a product out of that course. Another possibility could be that we design a course such that we discuss a particular technology. So for example, we could take Tiny OS, for example, we could take Contiki, we could take IBM's products and just teach all those things in that particular course. Uh, we have taken a little bit different approach from all these three. So what is our plan? So we want to design a course that is basically a hands-on course. It is project oriented, it's hands-on, and it involves students training such that they can integrate sensors with microcontrollers. They know the challenge of data transmission, and they do it depending upon their project. Do it through Wi-Fi, do it through Bluetooth, do it through some other thing. They are able to store their data on cloud, on edge, and they are able to do the data analysis, and they are able to connect all that stuff to their mobile device and their web. So sort of a project thing, but not necessarily a complete project. Instead, the focus is on knowing, on learning all the technologies that can be used later on in actual product development. So that's how we are going to design our course. And with that, I think my slides are finished. And you're welcome to all the questions you have. And if you want to contact me, my email address is there. Over to you, Hashim.
Thank you, Dr. Adnan. Thank you for this very wonderful presentation. And I think जो आपने mentioned care funded projects and the way they have been converted into startups, that's what that's where real success lies. And inshallah, we hope कि जो आपके in progress projects हैं, they're also a good success. In fact, uh, if we have time, तो Hamza ने actually sort of similar use case gas leakage वगैरह पे भी काम किया हुआ है. So maybe today or maybe later on I would love के वो हम आपके साथ share करें also. With this we can hand it over to Mohammed Hamza. Hamza, आप अपनी screen share कर सकते हैं. I'm assuming nobody has raised their hand, so there are no questions right now. जी Hamza, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Hashim. Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me to this session for the talk. And as you have introduced me as a senior developer at SPS. So I have been working here for like past 5 years. And I started my career from SPS when I graduated from NUS back in 2016. So I have been working over here since then. Okay, so let me share my screen and we'll go through the project. Okay.
So just to Hamza, just to add for the audience, जिस तरह डॉक्टर अदनान साहब ने आपके लिए एक हाई लेवल पे एकेडमिक इंस्टीट्यूशन में IoT में किस तरह का काम हो रहा है उसके बारे में शेयर किया. What Hamza will do here is कि वो आपको एक actual product जो इन्होंने डेवलप किया था, he will give you a demonstration of that project. And the idea is कि we give you a whole rundown of कि यार IoT के प्रोजेक्ट अगर करना होता है तो इस डॉक्टर अदनान ने बताया रास्पबेरी पाई, आर्डिनोज और सेंसर्स को यूज़ करके. So that's exactly what Hamza and his team did in SPS about 5 years ago. जी, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Hashim. Okay, so this is a project that we worked on like almost 4 years ago. और इस प्रोजेक्ट में हमारे पास एक कस्टमर की तरफ से एक यूज़ केस आया था जिसके अंदर हमने उनकी एक प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करनी थी. So I'll walk you through all the steps that we took, and at the end I'll show you the demo video that we created at that time, so that you have a clear idea what we did and how we did it. Okay, so for the overview, we'll go through the problem statement and I'll describe the problem which we resolved, and after that I'll discuss the proposed solution that we proposed to them, and later we implemented that. After that I'll go through the requirements that how they changed over time, and what we did to incorporate the additional use cases in this solution. After that, I'll go to the components of the different components of our of this project, and at the end, I'll show you the demo video of this project. So problem statement जो हमारे पास थी वो ये थी कि there is a tree cutting company and they had a problem that कि उनके जब tree cutting का process वगैरह चल रहा होता था तो उधर unauthorized personnel के होने की वजह से वहाँ पे accidents वगैरह हो जाते थे. Like if a person is cutting a tree and their own crew members are below the tree, right below the tree, तो अगर कोई भी उनकी शाख कटती थी या कोई भी पूरा दरख्त वगैरह कट के गिर सकता है तो उसमें उनको काफ़ी ज़्यादा एक्सीडेंट्स होने के उनके ख़तरे होते थे, और ऐसा एक्चुअल में उनके साथ हो भी चुका था कि जिसकी वजह से उनको लॉ सूट्स वगैरह फेस करने पड़ जाते थे. तो उनकी ये प्रॉब्लम थी कि दे वांट टू मेक श्योर दैट दी people know that something is going on in a particular area, and they should stay away from that particular region. So that was the problem that they were facing. So और इसके अंदर काफ़ी ज़्यादा I mean डिटेल्स वगैरह थी उनकी कि जिनको हमने देख के रिजॉल्व करना था. उनकी जो क्रूज वगैरह काम कर रहे थे उनकी हायरार्कीज वगैरह स्ट्रक्चर वगैरह ऑल ऑफ दैट थिंग्स हमें सब चीज़ें देख के इसको एक डिज़ाइन करना था सोल्यूशन के हम इस चीज़ को किस तरह रिजॉल्व कर सकते हैं. तो जो हमने सोल्यूशन प्रपोज किया हमने उनको ये प्रपोज किया कि विल गिव देम अ सिस्टम एंड IoT डिवाइस व्हिच विल वार्न द यूजर्स हु आर वेयरिंग दैट डिवाइस के और जब भी वो उस किसी ऐसे रीजन में एंटर करेंगे जहाँ पे ट्री कटिंग का प्रोसेस चल रहा होगा, then the device should warn them that they should stay away, and the device will warn the user who is violating the zone in which the tree cutting process is in progress, and it will also warn the people who are with them. Either that is the person who is cutting the tree and other crew members as well, so that they all know that they something bad can happen and they need to stop. So okay, so that was a solution that we proposed, and we agreed on it and we started working on it. So this was the base of their problem that we had to resolve, and this was our solution. Okay. Moving on to the next thing, requirements. Okay, so first of all हमारे पास जो requirement है वो बिल्कुल simple थी कि हमने simply users को जो सा है warn करना है. हमने जो solution propose किया था उसमें जो हमने requirements वगैरह निकाली अपने लिए, उसमें simply ये था कि हमने users को warn करना है. तो उनको किस तरह warn किया जाए, उनके हर user के पास एक IoT device होगी जिसके ऊपर उनको warning मिलेगी कि they need to stay out of a certain zone. We called that a danger zone, that whenever tree cutting process was in progress, the cutter used to turn on the activate the danger zone, and if anyone had gone into that zone inside a specific radius, then they'll get a warning from the IoT device. So this was quite simple, and what we did in this, we used IBM Watson service for the communication between the hardware devices, and and the communication was being done through the whole internet. Okay, so after that, after we completed the phase one, everything was working fine. But after that, we received another requirement from the client that they said that there can be scenarios where the team is working in a place where there is no internet available. So we had to think about it once again, that how we are going to solve this problem, because all of our communication was going to happen was happening through the internet, and we were facing that problem. So we resolved that problem by using transceivers on each and every IoT device, and the communication was being done offline then. So we use NRF 2401 for this communication, and we decided a protocol that we use between the devices, so the transceivers send messages to each other, and based on that protocol we used to get the information, either what is currently going on and what is not. So I'll explain that information later on. Okay, once we were done with that as well, we received another requirement from the customer that actually they just wanted to make sure that nothing is going to happen. So they wanted to make sure that कि किसी भी बंदे की गलती की वजह से कोई काम ना हो. So till phase 2 we had implemented, it had involved ह्यूमन इंटरेक्शन. सो होता ये था कि जब भी कोई बंदा जो ट्री कटर होता था वो ट्री कट करना शुरू करता था, तो वो अपना जो डेंजर जोन एक्टिवेट करना होता उसको एक्टिवेट करता था. That was a manual thing to do. So we received a requirement, what if the person forgets to turn on the activate the danger zone? What about what will happen in that case? So what we did for that, we actually we activated the danger zone automatically, and how we did that, we ट्री कटिंग के प्रोसेस के लिए आप जब वो ट्री कट कर रहे होते हैं तो उसके लिए वो चेन सॉ वगैरह यूज़ करते हैं, जिसकी आवाज़ काफ़ी ज़्यादा होती है. सो वी मेजर्ड द साउंड लेवल of the chainsaw, and हमने ये किया कि जैसे ही chainsaw ऑन हो तो हम danger zone एक्टिवेट कर दें, अगर के जो कटर है उसने मैनुअली एक्टिवेट उसको नहीं किया हुआ. So this is how we did it. In the demo, actually we did not have the actual chainsaw to demo it, but so we used the sound level of a generator to just give a demo that this can be done in that way. So these were 3 different phases, and this is how we implemented it. Any question so far? Okay. On what were the components that we of this project? So the hardware we used was Raspberry Pi. We used
I believe Dr.
जी
Adnan.
जी
जी डॉक्टर
यस मैं ये पूछना चाह रहा था कि आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट्स इस तरह चेंज हुई हैं तो
जी
ये
जी
टोटल टाइम आपको कितना लगा ये सारा कंप्लीट करने में जब पहली रिक्वायरमेंट मिली और उसके बाद फिर दूसरी मिली फिर तीसरी मिली तो
जी Dr. Saab, it was like I think we started in August and we completed this in by the end of January. So it took almost 6 months to complete this thing. And you are right. Actually, इसमें time ज़्यादा I think कि time थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा लगा. But it was a prototype. But time इसमें थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा इसलिए लगा क्योंकि when you are working with a customer तो आपकी चीज़ जाती है, you wait for their approval and you wait for the next requirements and stuff like that. तो उसमें फिर हमें थोड़ा सा टाइम लगता था वेट करने में और ऑलमोस्ट 6 मंथ्स इसमें लग गए थे हमें ये सारा काम करने में.
ओके थैंक यू
ओके Okay, so components were divided in 2 parts, hardware and the software. Hardware में हमने Raspberry Pi use की थी for everything. For Raspberry Pi के ऊपर हमने सारी अपनी programming की थी. Python के अंदर हमने scripts लिखे हुए थे जो भी हमने काम करना था. Estimates हमने use किए थे. What are estimates? Estimates are Bluetooth low energy beacons. And actually what जो हमने काम किया था उसमें काम हमारा सारा इस तरह चल रहा था कि एस्टिमोट्स जो होते हैं वो लो एनर्जी बीकन होते हैं. हमारा कॉन्सेप्ट ये था कि हम एस्टिमोट्स को लगाएंगे चेन सॉ के ऊपर एंड एस्टिमोट्स अपनी जो सिग्नल्स ब्रॉडकास्ट करते रहते हैं एंड बेस्ड ऑन द सिग्नल स्ट्रेंथ we calculated the radius on the Raspberry Pi. So what was happening over here कि हमारी जो मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन थी उससे हम लोग रेडियस सेट करते थे दैट वाज अलाउड फॉर द पीपल हु आर नॉट कटिंग द ट्री. ओके और वो हमारा जो रेडियस था वो हमारे पास जाता था रेस्पबेरी पाई के ऊपर. हमारे पास रेस्पबेरी पाई के ऊपर रेडियस आ गया. अब हमारे एस्टिमेट्स जो थे वो सिग्नल्स उसकी सिग्नल स्ट्रेंथ हम चेक करके और रेस्पबेरी पाई के ऊपर हमारे पास रेडियस होता था तो उससे हम मेजर करते थे कि हाउ मच हम कितना करीब इसके जा सकते हैं और करंटली ये यूज़र कितना करीब है. इफ़ ही वाज वायलेटिंग the radius which was coming from the mobile application, then we were giving them the warning that you are inside the danger zone. Okay, or other than that we were using transceivers. जैसे कि मैंने आपको पहले बताया कि हम ऑफलाइन कम्युनिकेशन के लिए यूज़ करते बिटवीन द हार्डवेयर डिवाइसेस. सो दिस वाज द पर्पस ऑफ ट्रांसीवर्स. वेब एप्लीकेशन के ऊपर हम डिफरेंट स्टैटिस्टिक्स वगैरह शो कर रहे थे टू द मैनेजर्स और द एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स लाइक एंड आल्सो द नोटिफिकेशंस व्हेन अ यूजर वाज वायलेटिंग द डेंजर जोन. तो स्टैटिस्टिक्स हम इस तरह यूज़ कर रहे थे कि कितनी ऑफनली एक बंदा जो है वो डेंजर जोन को वायलेट कर रहा है. और इसमें मकसद यही था कि जो आप स्टैटिस्टिक्स हैं उनको आप देख के अगर किसी बंदे को किसी ट्रेनिंग वगैरह की ज़रूरत है तो आप वो उन लोगों को प्रोवाइड कर सकें. मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन जो हमारी यूज़ हो रही थी वो हमारी यूज़ हो रही थी टू सेट द रेडियस ऑफ द ट्री and also to set the start and end time of the danger zone because जब भी एक कटर मैनुअली उसको ऑन करेगा तो it should be within the range which was set on the mobile application. तो सुपरवाइजर sort of उसको सेट करेगा. उसके बाद जब कटर जाएगा तो उसको उसी टाइम पीरियड के दौरान वो सारा काम करना है. अदरवाइज it will not activate unless he has turned on the chainsaw and is working on that. So these were the components of this project and yeah, so if you have any question please let me know. Okay, so next we have the demo video. I'll show you the demo video and I'll explain on each step what we were doing over there. Let me share my screen again. Okay, I hope you all can see it.
Yes.
Okay, just give me a moment, Hashim. I think I did not turn on the system audio. So ओके तो इधर जो सा है ये हमारी एंड्रॉयड एप्लीकेशन थी। इसके अंदर हम ट्री की हाइट सेट करते थे, ट्री की टॉप की हाइट सेट करते थे, ट्री की विड्थ हाइट सेट करते थे, और ये जितनी भी हमारी हाइट्स थी ये हमारी डिफरेंट जो हमने काम करना था, फॉर एग्जांपल ट्री कटिंग करनी, ट्री की सिर्फ ट्रिमिंग करनी, तो उनके लिए डिफरेंट हाइट्स वगैरह सेट होती थी। और इसमें जो हमारे मतलब फेजेस होते थे ट्री कटिंग के, उसमें भी डिफरेंट प्रोसेस होता था पूरा, उसमें डिफरेंट फेजेस होते थे कि इस टाइम अब ट्रिमिंग हो रही है, इस टाइम कटिंग हो रही है, तो उस टाइम डिफरेंट टाइम के लिए डिफरेंट हाइट वगैरह डिफरेंट रेडियस सेट करने के लिए हम यहाँ से डिफरेंट पैरामीटर्स को यूज़ करते थे। तो अभी इसमें आगे चलते हैं। एंड टू लेट यू नो ओवर हियर वो ये कि ये काम जो ट्री की हाइट सेट करने के, जो रेडियस हमने सेट करना है, वो हम मैनुअली भी कर सकते हैं। और उसको हम करने के लिए हमने एक और चीज़ इसमें इम्प्लीमेंट की थी, वो ये कि आप ट्री की पिक्चर लो और उसके थ्रू हम ट्री की हाइट कैलकुलेट करें, और उसका ही कुछ मल्टीपल हम एज अ रेडियस अपनी डिवाइसेस को भेजें कि दैट जो कि वो यूज़ करेंगे एज अ रेडियस बाद में। ठीक है, तो अभी this is how we used to calculate the height of the tree by taking the picture of the tree. तो इसके बाद ये एज अ रेडियस सेट होके हमारी डिवाइसेस के ऊपर चला रहता था। इधर हम डिफरेंट यूजर्स के डिफरेंट रोल सेट कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि जब ट्री कटिंग प्रोसेस होता है, जैसे कि मैंने पहले बताया, उसमें एक बंदा एज अ कटर एक्ट करेगा जो कि एक्चुअली जाके ट्री को कट करेगा। कुछ लोग एज अ पुलर होंगे और कुछ एज अ वर्कर होंगे जिनका काम होगा बाद में उन्होंने सफाई करनी है, ट्री वगैरह का जो लॉग्स वगैरह कटे हैं उनको बाहर निकाल के लेके आना है उस एरिया से। तो जो कटर होगा ही इज ऑलवेज अलाउड टू बी इन द डेंजर जोन बिकॉज ही इज एक्चुअली कटिंग द ट्री, बट द वर्कर एंड द पुलर आर नॉट अलाउड in the danger zone at the time of tree cutting to avoid any accidents. And इधर ही हम अपना start time और end time भी zone का set करेंगे। So once the information is sent to the devices, तो उसके बाद जो कटर है वो अपना ट्री कटिंग का प्रोसेस स्टार्ट करने से पहले जो स्विच है अपना वो डेंजर जोन उसको एक्टिवेट कर देगा, so that if anyone enters the zone in that particular time, so they get warned by the system. सो इसमें हमने रेडियस वगैरह अपना बहुत छोटा सा सेट किया था क्योंकि हम बहुत छोटी सी जगह पे इसको एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रहे थे। तो दीज वर टू वर्कर्स हु केम इनसाइड द डेंजर जोन जो हमने सेट किया हुआ था। और आप देख सकते हैं कि हमने इनके ऊपर हमने जो मैकेनिज्म यूज़ किया था फिलहाल के लिए वो हमने एलईडी लाइट्स यूज़ की थी टू वार्न देम। इसके लिए और भी काफ़ी चीज़ें यूज़ हो सकती थी लाइक बजर और सम वाइब्रेटर समथिंग लाइक दैट, बट हमने इसके अंदर अभी फ़िलहाल एलईडी लाइट यूज़ की थी। तो आप देख सकते हैं कि ये इसकी लाइट जली हुई है क्योंकि दे आर करंटली इनसाइड द डेंजर जोन। Now they are outside of the danger zone, so their lights are off. And now the cutter is going to deactivate the danger zone. now the LEDs are off because the danger zone has been deactivated, and they can now enter, come closer to the tree to do whatever they need to do.
Hamza, 3 minutes.
Sorry. Yeah.
You have 3 minutes remaining. Just wanted to alert you.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is the use case where we use the sound of the generator to calculate the sound level and automatically activate the danger zone. So we were sending the notifications to the mobile app and also to the web app. Okay, so that was it from the demo, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, I think it's that's it from my side. Over to you, Hashim. Thank you.
Thank you, Hamza. Thank you very much. I really hope कि आपको जितने भी audience हैं आप सबको एक we've tried to give a brief but actual demonstration of an industry IoT project. Um, with this, normally what we do is okay, at the end we do open the floor for any comments and suggestions. So if anybody would like to unmute, you're welcome to please share your comments or questions. We will go over with the introductions. So I'll go over my attendance list and अगर आप लोग अपने आपको I'll take your names and then whoever wants to unmute आप अपना तारुफ अगर करवा दें तो it's normally something that we do at the end of the session. Also share with the audience कि आप लोगों के IoT में interest क्या क्या है. I see that we have new participant Dr. Salim, Dr. Mohammed Salim Javed sir. Ji sir, we do see you, but if you would like to speak and share with the audience your background in IoT, your interest in joining this session.
Sir, my name is Dr. Mohammed Salim Javed. I have done PhD in IT. Are you hearing me?
Ji, yes, we can.
Yeah. And it's very informative, and I think you will continue this as a series. It will be more beneficial for all of us.
Ji, certainly.
Yeah. And I would like to learn more about, because this is the new trends and new topics. So if you give more detail, it will be more beneficial for all of us. Thank you.
आप किस यूनिवर्सिटी से डॉक्टर साहब?
मैं इकरा नेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी से.
Sorry?
इकरा नेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी से.
Thank you. So yes, this is a series of sessions. Just to answer your question, we conduct these sessions every week. हर जुमेरात को असर और मगरिब के दरमियान normally we have 5:30 to 6:30 allotted for these sessions. And we focus on 4 technology sessions: AI, IoT, cybersecurity, and cloud technologies. So जिस तरह आज IoT पे हुआ है, the next IoT session will be 4 weeks from now. But in between, we have in the next 3 weeks we'll have sessions on AIT, cloud, and cybersecurity. And what I'll do is I'll ask Ahmed to share the email address and the link of the form that we have on our website. So अगर आपने पहले sign up किया है तो that's fine. You will be receiving the invites of the upcoming sessions. So वहाँ से आप join कर सकते हैं. और अगर आपने नहीं किया तो I would encourage कि वो आपको जैसे time मिले आप वो form ज़रूर submit करें. What that does is कि फिर आप हमारे database में आ जाएंगे and then we can share invites with you going forward.
Sir, I have one special suggestion. If before starting the session, if you could send just a cool reminder on our WhatsApp or on our cell number, it will be more, because we are even involved in the teaching as well as in an administrative setup. So it will be a cool reminder for us. So we will attend on timely. It's my humble request. Because you have our cell number, so just on WhatsApp group, you will send that the session will be started with no time. So inshallah, we will finish all the activities. We will finish our meetings, and we will try to sit in the beginning of your session. Thank you very much.
जी बिल्कुल नहीं आपकी बात बिल्कुल ठीक है व्हाट्सएप पे वी आर मोर स्पेंडिंग मोर टाइम ऑन मोबाइल सो वहाँ पे जो नोटिफिकेशन आता है दैट्स मोर यूजफुल सो वी डू हैव अ व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप आल्सो एंड व्हाट आई डू इज कि जाफर हमारी टीम में होते हैं ही विल बी शेयरिंग ही विल बी एक्चुअली एडिंग यू इन दैट ग्रुप आल्सो तो ताकि आपको फिर वो नोटिफिकेशन आ जाएंगे नेक्स्ट टाइम से
थैंक यू वेरी मच
थैंक यू all right so with this we can wrap up this session again all of you who are मैं बल्कि यूँ करता हूँ मैं आपके साथ ना अभी I'll paste the link of the website just in case you want to know more. Also what I'll do is कि मैं आपके साथ email address यहाँ पे chat window में paste कर रहा हूँ और जिनके भी कोई question हो तो please feel free to reach out to me. CK yes.
Actually, Hashim, I would like to add something. We have someone on the call who also worked on this project, which I just demonstrated. We have Taimur Wali. He is a design lead at SPS, and he was the person behind all the designs that I was showing right now.
Ji, Taimur, would you care to unmute and share your experience on this project?
Hi. So yes, thank you. So yes, as Hamza described, I'm a UI UX designer. I worked in SPS, and I mainly work on the designs that Hamza was showing you earlier. And yes, that's it. Thanks for the introduction, Hamza.
Taimur is our graphics expert at SPS, and he is again, just like Hamza, been with us for so many years right now, and he has done some really wonderful work as far as design, UI, and UX is concerned. So thank you, Taimur, for joining.
Thanks.
I've pasted the email address and the website link. इस वेबसाइट पे अगर आप जाएंगे तो आपको कुछ कोर्सेज भी मिलेंगे IoT से रिलेटेड. So any of you who are interested, जैसे डॉक्टर अदनान साहब ने बात की, there is an increasing trend among universities to set up these specific courses on AI, on data science, on IoT, on cloud technologies, on cyber security. So if you want to know how to begin that journey in these specializations, please visit the website. वहाँ पे courses listed हैं leading to certifications, and if you would like कि आपने you want to explore one of them, you can reach out to me and I can have a specific session set out for you with one of our SMEs in that area. What that will do is it will help you get an understanding of that program or industry certification course, how to go about it. So please do that. Also website के ऊपर आपको एक फॉर्म नजर आएगा फैकल्टी एफिलिएट और सर्टिफिकेट का. जिन्होंने रजिस्टर नहीं किया वो फॉर्म जरूर फिल कीजिए. With this, I think we are on top of the hour. So thank you everyone for joining. Thank you very much for your attendance. I hope this session was useful, and we'll meet again on IoT technologies in about 4 weeks from now. The next session immediate that we have scheduled is on cybersecurity next week. So those of you who are interested, please do join us there. IoT में भी cybersecurity बहुत important है, especially data की transmission होती है back to the cloud. So you're welcome to join us there also. We'll be sharing the invites. Ahmed Jafar आपके साथ invites share करेंगे and आपकी emails वगैरह. So keep an eye out for that. And with this, we can stop. Thank you very much again for joining, and take care and have a good evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hashim.
Thank you, Hamza.